Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Next week actually marks 2 years of my art career. Now the last 2 years feel kind of funny. They were fast and they were slow. When I think about how I went from one art show to the next and all the progress that I've made in my art, starting from very small crystals to very simple pouring into a graphite mold to learning about anodizing to growing really big crystals to lately even working with alloys of metals. And when I think about that, time has gone really fast. These last 2 years feel like a blur. I can still remember the very first crystal that I poured. On the other hand, you have to remember the substrate that this art career lived in, right? I was having a lot of workplace toxicity. I wanted to have a secondary independent income to supplement that so I could be a little bit more free at the workplace. I struggled with two toxic jobs. I stood up for myself in my recent work. Today was a prime example of standing up for myself. I don't know if I work. I don't think I work at a toxic workplace environment anymore. But I don't need to tell you guys that a lot of people are leaving their jobs, whether they actually leave or they quiet quit, right? So there was a lot of disorganization. I'm teaching at a community college. The classroom changed at the last minute. Last minute, there were paperwork that needed to be filled out. I was on the road when my dean was frantically trying to call me. He realized that he forgot to ask me to sign this piece of paper that I needed to sign before I could teach the class. And then when I got there, the campus didn't look like what I expected it to. I thought I could have a bathroom to change my clothes, and they're working on renovations, and the classroom is literally almost like a motel room. You walk in from the outside. And so instead of being flustered by that, I went in with the attitude that this is just supplemental income for me, right? I'll have a fun time at it, right? And speak over, I'm sorry, I'm running late. I need to change out of my gym clothes, and also I didn't realize the classroom had changed. That was fun. So these last 2 years have been fast and slow. The speaking up for myself, oh my god, that drug on and on and on and on. The art shows, oh my god, I haven't even packed up from one art show. The next one's beginning. That's how I feel oftentimes. I haven't even got a chance to unpack my car, and oh, I don't have to. The next art show is just around the corner. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. It's kind of weird because I have a bunch of stuff sitting in my storage locker that nobody has ever seen because I keep making stuff. I got to go rotate some of my stuff around. We got an art show coming up at the beginning of September. But there's a sad footnote to all of this. See, the art career wasn't the only thing that I ever tried to make into a side hustle. I did some tutoring before that, right? I would go on to Facebook Marketplace or just get to know friends of friends. And you know what happened? I felt like I was doing society more of a good with the tutoring, but I made far less money. I dealt with far more hassles. A lot of the parents didn't want to pay good money for the tutoring compared to my art. Sometimes I get really lucky. I pour something that takes me literally minutes to pour. It might take, let's see, one of those geodes takes up like a pound and a half, 2 pounds of bismuth, and somebody pays me $200 for that, right? If I had spent that much time tutoring, I'm lucky to get $20. Not to mention with tutoring, I often have to travel somewhere. I have to work it into my schedule. It doesn't really flow very well. Right? People don't come to my store to buy tutoring, right, or to my art show to buy tutoring, right? And it's just sad because I feel like the tutoring could leave a much bigger legacy than a bunch of just metal I've only been working on it for 2 years, right? Compared to all the time that I have spent working on my degree to be the tutor that I am, the art project. I don't even have a degree. People ask me sometimes at the art show, "Where'd you go to school for art?" I usually answer, "I went to the school of YouTube," and people are surprised by that. I watch YouTube videos how to make them. I also went to the school of YouTube in the sense that I present it on YouTube and get feedback from it, right? So that's how I usually tell people. And the people are surprised by that. And yet, I make much more money doing that than I did trying to find tutoring clients online. Maybe I'm not looking for the clients in the right place. I competed in the Computer Olympiad for 12 years. And in an ideal world, I think that leaves a much bigger legacy than just randomly pouring some metal. And I never made a penny off of that. I guess indirectly, it might have contributed to me with my teaching career right now. Right, after all, every interview has involved a discussion about that, but I've never made a penny directly from that, and I don't anticipate doing so anymore. I've pretty much, I mean, I still write a game from time to time. It's not a very big focus of my life anymore, and it's just sad. It's just sad. Now, the other sad thing is that why do I like having this secondary career, whether it be the art projects or what I had hoped to do with the tutoring or the Computer Olympia? Why? Well, the reason is that I bring some money in from tutoring. It's not a lot, right? It's not even at the poverty line, right? But it gives me a little bit of a safety net. Today, when I couldn't find the classroom, what's the worst thing that could happen? I lose that job, one job out of 4 that I have right now. It didn't feel like a panic, right? I could have fun with it, look for it, pretend I'm playing have you ever watched the reality TV show The Amazing Race, where these contestants are looking for places? Nobody on that show really needs $1 million, right? It's extra. They usually have jobs and careers, right? And I got to go to that campus today almost like it was a game, right? I didn't have to panic. If I could teach, great. If I couldn't, and I went home. If I lost the job, that was a fun day that I had, right? If I didn't lose that job, I'd have to apologize and have a fun time entertaining telling the apology. It's kind of a form of entertainment for me, right? So I like that part of the equation, right? And it's sad that we have to, our workplaces have to require us to have a safety net in order to play the game, right? If I didn't have that safety net, the situation of having the classroom changed, of not having the right paperwork in place, could have played out very differently, right? It's very abusive, in my opinion. Just, anyways, just a sad footnote on the priorities that we have in our life. All right, please continue to pray for my new job by leaving a dislike on this video. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.